the radio station probably like around 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock yesterday. And just driving around, I had to run some errands, stop at the bank, just usual stuff. And it was kind of hard to keep your mind on what you had to do because you knew this was going on in the back of your head. But every place that I went, everybody looked the same. Everybody had the same reaction.
Same look.
You would look at a total stranger, the bank teller across, the counter, and without saying a word, you were just right there, right on that same level of disbelief, but also that pulling together, knowing that it's going to be okay because we're there for each other. Yeah. Complete stranger. We didn't even say we didn't talk about it. They had the radio on in the bank, listening to the newscasts. They didn't really have a conversation besides the transaction at hand, but you just knew.
Yeah, make sure my money's right. But, other than that, it was glad you don't understand. I'm trying to be the normal Big Ray, but it's also kind of hard, and especially in Washington got hit. And investigations are coming around. They're piecing everything together on what's going on with everything. And I'm just sit there watching the TV. It got to a point, all I watched all yesterday was BET because I couldn't watch no more news.
Yeah, I tried to watch my MTV and I couldn't watch that.
Because they had all the news. BET, Glen, BET, trust me. We got good videos. Trust me when I tell you, man. You get some rump shaking on the BET station, better than any MTV network you'll ever see. Tell you, B.
And let me tell you, just this is a personal feeling. It's not a bad thing to be laughing.
No. Right now, laughter is what's needed. I'm sorry, it has to be.
No, it's fine. I'm the same way. It's like. It's a tragedy. We all, feel the same way about this.
Right.
Our sorrows. We think of our family. Let me tell you, I never called so many friends and family yesterday in my entire life in one day.
Can I tell you? I called. This is one thing that's beautiful. Us being the local station, the local people that's here. Listeners actually called my desk to see if I was cool because they know, I got family down there. And like Nasha, who's an avid listener, and I love her to death, called. Big Ray, I know, blah, blah, blah. Just my prayers are with you. Thank you. We want to thank everybody who has been somewhat calling the station to find out what's going on, how everything is going. And, please keep up the support.
We're going to keep you updated throughout the morning. As I said, news at the top of every hour. We have an update at the bottom of every hour. Right now, we want to shut up for a couple minutes. And we put together a little music montage. It's a lengthy one. It goes for about 20 minutes. But Big Ray and I feel it's something that we wanted to do, something we feel necessary, something we think you, the Fly 92 listener, would like to hear.
Yes.
And after this, we'll come back. And once again, if you'd like to make any comments,
476-9200.
We'll put you live on the radio. If you have something good to say, or, interesting to say, or something pertinent to say. We don't want to hear, hey, what we should do, or we should go bomb whoever. Right. We're not going to put that on the air.
No, because
if you have any experiences you want to share, if you want to just let your feelings out, give us a call, 476-9200. This is Fly 92, WFLY Troy. Good morning. It's Glen, Stacey, and Big Ray. 6:31 now. Looks like a sunshiny kind of day today, a high near 78, and I'm kind of happy today that we have sunshine and it's not a cloudy, dreary day.
Right, no rain, no nothing. At least we can have that today.
We're on the radio this morning. Of course, it's not going to be the typical morning show that you're used to hearing on Fly 92. Of course, the events of yesterday were all kind of still in shock.
Big time.
And amazement.
Big time.
How somebody could pull something like this off.
How something like this could actually and it all unfolds in front of our eyes. And it's not like it all happened overnight and we're waking up to it. We was awake, we was aware, and we saw everything from the first plane to the second plane to D.C. Just everything was ridiculous.
Yesterday was honestly, I think, if I really think about it, and I can almost say this for a fact, the first time I was honestly scared being in my hometown. Scared to the point that you just didn't know what was going to happen next. I wasn't really scared for my own safety.
Right.
I was scared of, is after the Pentagon, okay, we had the two Twin Towers. The Pentagon, is that going to be the end of it? Is there going to be more? Is this going to be an all-day thing?
How
honestly, are we going to protect ourselves from this?
My fear stopped and the anger set in a sense for me. I guess maybe and Glenn, you know my history, you know my background. I'm from there. That's home, and that's like walking into my house and kicking down my toys. You know, that's my home, and I've got family down there. I have a cousin who actually works in the towers who hasn't been accounted for yet. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, what's going on, man? I mean, what's really, really happening? And I had the anger, and I wanted to just, I walked out here actually in tears, Glenn. Glenn, I'm not a big crying person. You know, I'm a venter, I'm a rager, I don't cry. Glenn, I cried yesterday, and it was deep for me. And I gathered my anger and said, well, okay, now let's stop. What can I do? That was my first thing. What can I do? And I went to go donate blood.
And that's pretty much, you know, one of the biggest things that here in Albany that you can do for our friends down in the city is donate blood. Apparently, some news reports early this morning when I got up, they were starting to find people. People were they were receiving cell phone 911 calls from somewhere.
Saying that I'm still in the wreckage.
Inside the building.
They was pulling, when I woke up this morning, they was pulling people out. And some people who had superficial wounds, scrapes and bruises, they was walking away. There are still people in there, though.
What's the number that our listeners can call for to give some blood if they want to get the times, locations? Because I'm sure there'll be many places set up in the capital region, Troy, Schenectady, Albany, you know, Clifton Park, all areas in between, Saratoga, where they can donate blood. What's the number that they can call?
It's 800-272-4543. That's 800-272-4543.
And also this morning we're going to, we want to turn the airwaves over to you.
Yes.
We want to know what you think. We want to hear from you, the Fly 92 listener, if you have something you'd like to say.
Yep.
476-9200. Right now, Big Ray, what do you say we go to the phones? And we'll answer just a few phone calls, see what our listeners have to say. Hi, good morning, Fly 92.
Hi, I have some comments about what happened.
What's your name?
Amber.
Amber, where are you calling from?
Schenectady.
How old are you, Amber?
I'm 12.
Oh, really? What do you think about this? This is on top of a lot of us adults, what the kids are thinking about this going on.
Well, I just can't believe that these people were so filled with hate that they would kill thousands of people that they don't even know. And I just can't believe they did it. Like, they have so much hate and anger that they killed thousands of innocent people they don't even know. And I know some people down there. And, like, my friend's grandmother, her knees hurt that day, and she worked right around where the plane hit, and so she didn't go in, which I thought was just, like, a blessing. And so did another one of my friends. She works there, and she overslept, so she didn't make it to work that day. And my mom's friend, he never, ever gets breakfast before he goes to work, but he did. And as he was walking in the building, the plane had hit. So I was really thankful for that.
It's amazing how I'm a big believer things happen for a reason.
Right.
And I've heard so many stories just like yours, Amber, where there was this one gentleman I saw on the news yesterday. He was going to the Trade Center. He's worked there for years, has never been late in the years he's worked there. Yesterday was his first day he was late, and just as he's walking in, the same thing happened. He saw the plane hit. And it is, you wonder the people that did this, why? That's one question. Why did they do it? What's the reasoning for it? Why did they feel like they had to do this? And we don't have that answer. And that's the hardest part is this has been done for, as of right now, absolutely no reason at all. They
were so filled with hate. They killed themselves just to kill all these people.
Yeah, that's what groups like that, and they do things like that, and we don't know the reason why. It's just when things like that happen, we as a people have to stick together and pray and just try to look for a solution.
Amber, are you scared now, or are you? What are your feelings about the future right now? Like going to school today, if you're going to go to school today,
yeah.
or just are you scared? Are you? How do you feel about your future right now?
I'm a little worried because you don't know when they're going to strike, or where they are, or what they're going to do next. But I've been praying. So.
And that's what we all need to do.
That's all we want to do. Thanks, Amber.
Amber, thanks for calling.
Take care, sweetheart.